Alright, team, so we're back, of course, to talk about some Final Fantasy VII, I guess Rebirth in this case, though it technically, I guess, pertains to all of FF7R. Once again, looking at a translation from Shinra Archaeology Department on Twitter, an account that we've talked about a few times on this channel at least. Definitely one of the better, if not the best, translation account on Twitter. It's a translation or an interview, whatever it is, from a few days ago, where the devs are kind of talking about adding new stuff to the remake project. That by itself is not new. This information, quote, whatever you want to call it, goes back to 2022, so a year ago. But we've known, man, maybe since either 2019 or 2020, sometime around then, with the remake project, that they wanted to put new stuff in there for older players. It's probably before release, so I guess probably 2019. That they wanted to add in new things to make it a little more interesting for older players as well. What's interesting about this particular quote, though, is that they specifically mentioned the Nibelheim mystery, which is kind of interesting with the hindsight, I suppose, of the recent Summer Game Fest trailers. So let's just hop into it really quick. So they say, with FF7R, Nomura says they wanted to make sure fans of the OG could enjoy new experiences, as they would get impatient playing through something they already know, such as the Nibelheim mystery. Their goal is to introduce new mysteries without straying from the OG. So yeah, it's pretty cool to look at that quote from a year ago where they're talking about, adding new mysteries and things like that to the remake project, specifically with the Nibelheim mystery. And obviously with the Summer Game Fest trailer, at the end of the trailer, Sephiroth is trying to get in Cloud's head and manipulate him and convince him that Tifa died back then with the Nibelheim incident, and that whoever's traveling with him isn't actually Tifa and I guess potentially Genova.
They say she's a monster, that she can peer inside you, into the very depths of your soul, that she can become those you hate, those you fear, those you love. Do you know that I killed her? So, who is she?
Now, something I have to disagree with Nomura, according to this translation or whatever, is that original game fans would be impatient playing through kind of anything, but I guess specifically because he mentions the Nibelheim mystery, thinking that we'd be impatient doing the calm flashback or whatever, reliving the Nibelheim incident. No. It's one of the most iconic moments of FF7. Maybe the most important moment of all of FF7. Why the hell would we be impatient? I want to see that shit in Remake. I want it to be just as much as the OG. Because even in the OG game, that's a big segment, right? It's 20 to 30 minutes game time to play through the calm flashback, unless you're just going through it really, really quickly, right? It just takes a long ass time. So in the remake or rebirth terms, that should be a pretty lengthy segment, at least a dedicated chapter or something almost. I'm ready for that. I want that shit. To be clear, it's not that I don't want them to add new shit, because obviously I am a fan of them adding new shit to the game, new shit to the story. So I'm a fan of the idea of Remake being a sequel, all that other stuff, right? So I'm perfectly fine with them wanting to add new shit to the Nibelheim incident, calm flashback, Nibelheim mystery, whatever you want to fucking call it. But I would not have been impatient if it was exactly the same. What else I'd kind of have to disagree with a little bit is this idea of adding new mysteries, for the OG fans. But it's not even a mystery to a certain degree, right? Because we're already looking at the trailer and it's okay, clearly it's not Tifa didn't die. It's not Genova Tifa running around with our group or whatever. He's just trying to manipulate Cloud. So it's not a new mystery. It's not I like the idea of Sephiroth fucking with Cloud because it makes sense. They should want to do that. But it's not I'm not on the edge of my seat. Is this really Tifa? Oh shit, man. What's going on here? Because that's probably not going to happen, right? I've said before in a previous video that I'd love for that to happen. I'd love for them to have the balls to do that. I know Tifa fans wouldn't like Tifa being dead and all that other stuff and whatever the fuck. But this reveal that the Tifa that's been traveling with us this entire time is not actually Tifa would be such a fucking twist. I would love for them to do that, but they're not going to do it. So the mystery itself isn't exciting because we know it's not true. If I can try to make it make any more sense, with that tweet, they go on to say that they want to add new mysteries without straying from the OG, right? But if we're not doing new shit, then these new mysteries aren't interesting to a certain. I don't know how to explain without sounding like I'm just talking shit, but yeah, if Tifa's just alive and it's just regular ass Tifa, then the mystery is not effective for us, the OG players. It's kind of like the Zack stuff. If it's revealed down the line that Zack's been dead the whole time, it's okay, cool. You can tell a good story with that, an effective story with that can work and all that other shit. But it's we're kind of expecting that anyways. Because that's what happened with the original games. So, the revelation that Zack's been dead all along, it's oh, alright. Obviously, there's going to be more stuff added throughout the game, right? All throughout Rebirth and the third game. They're going to try to, do additional shit. And maybe there's more to, the Nibelheim mystery that we're not seeing yet. We're just focusing on the Tifa thing from the trailer. And maybe there's other aspects they want to, change or alter with the Nibelheim incident to make it, more interesting for, OG players, right? Because right now, it just feels like what we have so far, it's for, newer players. Because, newer players are going to be the ones that are holy shit, is Tifa actually dead? What the fuck's that about? Or they're not paying attention to the trailer and think it's about Aerith. Ugh. And also, when we're talking about the Nibelheim incident, the Nibelheim mystery, and all of this shit, you got to talk about the elephant in the room, Genesis. Like, we did a whole video about this, but like, what do you do with that? Because like, if not for Crisis Core Reunion, we could probably still talk about it, but it wouldn't be as relevant. But now that they've re-released the game for like everybody to play, and like if you're a newer player and you've only played Remake and you don't want to play the OG, you probably went on to maybe play Crisis Core Reunion. And because of that, like Genesis is a part of it. Genesis is a part of like Sephiroth's downfall on the Nibelheim mission, and like it kind of helps to kickstart him slaughtering everybody. So it's kind of like this elephant in the room, and it's like, is it going to be there? It's a big one for me, and it's not even a part of like the mystery discussion, but it's like, how do you ignore it? I don't know. It's a weird one. Really, when you think about it, we're talking about new mysteries for the original players, but because we're talking about Crisis Core Reunion here, like that game spoils the biggest twist in FF7, right? Like, even if you didn't play the original game, you might have played Crisis Core Reunion, and you already know what the fuck happens. Zack dies, passes the sword on to Cloud. Yeah, maybe you don't pick up on the idea that like Cloud's mind breaks, right? Like Cloud copies like Zack's mannerisms and personality and memories and all that other shit. Like, that's not all like explained directly at the end of Crisis Core, but still, like, you know what's going on. Like, if you played Remake and then hopped into Reunion, you already know what's going to happen. You already know what's the truth of the Nibelheim incident. So it's like, it's kind of a weird situation. It's going to be very interesting to see what they do exactly. If we're just talking about Nibelheim incident, obviously there's going to be a bunch of other shit too. Bit of a TLDR for what I'm trying to say with this, like, part of the discussion here at the end of the video is that I just want there to actually be new mysteries. Like, I want there to be actual new content, right? I don't want everything just to be a swerve. Like, is Tifa dead? No, swerve. Is Zack actually alive? No, he's dead. Swerve. Like, that type of shit, right? Like, I want there actually to be new content, if that makes any sense. I don't really know what that is or what I expect or want, just because there's a whole game out there, right? We're just talking about one event, one moment, the Nibelheim incident, right? There's so many other opportunities for them to add additional shit, new content, new stories, new mysteries, new twists, things like that. And that's what's exciting, right? That's what's so exciting. Every time we talk about this, is just like, we're just getting ever so much closer to the fucking release of this game. The sequel to Remake, and I fucking can't wait, goddammit. Anyways, my dudes, that is pretty much the video. Pass off to you guys really quickly. What are some new mysteries you want? What are some new things that you're wanting or expecting when it comes to Rebirth? Is Tifa actually dead? Is that Genova Tifa with us? I don't know. Probably, definitely not, but it'd be kind of cool if it was. Anyways, that's the video. Subscribe if you guys are new. Social networks in the description below. Follow me on Twitter, @YT. That's it. Bye.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Logain, or leave it like Cobain.